is, how much time is this actually going to take me on a weekly basis? Is this going to work with my kids? Do I need babysitters? What if I book something and I actually can't handle the bookings? What if I don't have the perfect setup? Is this going to take over my day? So your delivery zone will be whatever you choose, however long you want to travel. And if there are areas in your community that you really don't want to service, you simply don't offer them. Good evening. If you have ever looked into starting a moving box rental business and you thought to yourself, I don't have time for that, or I don't want to be running around all day, or I don't want something that, just takes over my life, and then your mind goes straight to deliveries and pickups, and all of a sudden you're feeling like it's just too much for you. This is exactly why you need to be here tonight and hear all about it. When you think about deliveries and what worries you the most when you think about that, is it time? The time required to do deliveries? Is it the effort required? Is it having the right vehicle? Or is it scheduling? Here's what I'm going to be walking you through today, because by the end of today's class, you are going to have a completely different perspective of how deliveries actually work with the moving box rental business. I'm going to show you how your schedule can stay super flexible, so you're not like running around all day. That's definitely not what this is all about. I'm going to break down what a real delivery actually looks like so that you can see how simple it is. And I'm also going to show you how this business is set up behind the scenes so that everything is running super smooth without feeling overwhelmed. So if deliveries have ever made you kind of hesitate a little bit, just stick with me, because this is going to definitely clear everything up for you. If you're new, you just found Carrie today, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram, I'm going to just quickly explain to you what a moving box business is. So it's a very, very simple, easy to run business where you deliver reusable moving bins to customers. They're going to use them to pack up their house or pack up their office, pack up their dorm room. And then after they have moved and unpacked, you just go pick them up. And that's really all there is to it. I do coach women how to start this in their own community. By the way, if we've not met before, I'm Carrie, so good to meet you. I have been in the rental industry since 2007 now. My gosh. I always remember what year it was I started, because it was the year my little boy, my firstborn, came into this world. And I know that he's turning 19 this summer. So yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. And I've coached over 125 women to start their own moving box business in their communities. So, been doing it a while, guys. I'll be honest with you though, when I first looked into this business, deliveries, honestly, that was the part that made me a little bit hesitant, and it made me pause for a sec. I think what I did is I built it up in my head that deliveries were going to be very time consuming, exhausting, and not very realistic. At the time I had 3 kids. It's a lot to take on, right? Well, I still have 3 kids, but I mean, they're very little at the time. And I remember asking myself, do I even have the right vehicle for this? Am I going to be driving around all day? How much time is this actually going to take me on a weekly basis? Is this going to work with my kids? Do I need babysitters? What if I book something and I actually can't handle the bookings? What if I don't have the perfect setup? Is this going to take over my day? These are the types of things that were going on in my mind right now. Now, keep in mind, guys, I didn't have a coach back then when I started. I didn't even know what a coach was. I thought a coach was just for sports teams. I had no idea a business coach was a thing. I was super naive back then when I think back, but I was just figuring out everything on my own. And my kids were young, so everything, they really had to work around my kids. Some of you might have little kids, some of you might have teens, some of you might have adults, some of you might not have any kids. But in another business I had, I remember bringing my kids with me on deliveries. Oh my God, some of the items were like 7 feet long. So I'm in my minivan driving along. I got this giant thing in the back, and I can't take my kids when there's this huge thing I've got to deliver. So sometimes my kids couldn't come with me on these deliveries. Sometimes I'd have to find a babysitter. And if it was small enough, then yeah, I could bring them with me, but I'd have to leave them in the car while I ran inside and delivered this stuff. I hated it. It just wasn't a good fit. This was another business, by the way, not the moving box business. So when I came across the moving box business, deliveries were like, obviously, I was like, okay, let's make sure this time that you're picking the right business, Carrie. You've got little kids. But you know what? I just jumped in anyway. I'm like, I'll figure it out. And when I did my very first delivery, I remember thinking, that's it. That's all there is to it. I could fit dozens of these bins in my vehicle. I had room for the kids. And the nice thing is most of these deliveries were just quick drop-offs into the garage. So, I text my customer and say, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Can you open up your garage? And so I would just back up to the garage, put them in the garage, get back in my car. Simple. So everything felt really safe and simple, manageable, especially with the kids there. And that's when things kind of clicked, right? I had absolutely overcomplicated everything in my head. Lots of drama going on, and it was totally unnecessary. So if you have had those same types of thoughts, whether you have young kids or not, you're not alone. And most importantly, you're probably overcomplicating things just like I used to. So what I want to do is actually walk you through how this works in real life so that you can see what deliveries and pickups actually look like. So by the end, you'll be able to decide for yourself, is this something that's really going to fit into my life? And you just never know who might need to hear this today. So I would love for you to do that. And I would love, okay? So point number one, I always do 3 points when I when I do these. So point number one is that deliveries are scheduled around your availability. Now let me explain exactly what I'm talking about. I think maybe you do too. Maybe when you think about this, you're picturing yourself being on call all day. Like you're constantly going to be running around, reacting to customers. It's just not how this business works at all. In a moving box business, everything is scheduled in advance. Your customers are going to book a time based on your availability when it's convenient for you, not the other way around, okay? So you can literally block off all the times that you don't want to do deliveries. So if you have a full-time job, for instance, block it off. If you're taking your kids to baseball practice, block it off. You have a dentist appointment, block it off. Even something as simple as getting your nails done, right? You got a nail salon appointment or your hair is getting done. Speaking of mine are awful, so just don't pay attention to them. I really need to get them done. But yeah, those times are off limits. Customers will only see what you make available. So hopefully this is making sense so far. Okay, now when it comes to which vehicle you can use, many women, they start with an SUV or a minivan or a pickup truck, something like that. A lot of us already have those. And if you don't have one of those right now, like if you have a sedan, for instance, you could always add a small trailer to the back for deliveries. You could even offer customer pickup and drop-offs at your home while you're getting started until you are able to buy a bigger vehicle. So, there's some ways around this, okay? So it's not as though when you have this business that you're waking up and you're wondering, what is your day gonna look like today? You already know, okay? Here's the part that surprises a lot of people too, is that some weeks you will have 0 deliveries. Other weeks you might have 4 deliveries, right? As you get into business here. And that's totally normal. That's just the way it goes. It's not the type of business where you're busy every single day. That's not how this works. It ebbs and it flows. And because of that, you are able to build this around your busy life. You're busy. I know you're busy. Don't try to convince me otherwise. I know you're busy. You might have kids. You might have school, or not school. That's not what I meant to say. Work. You might have like a full-time job. You might be looking after your aging parents. Whatever you've got going on, I know that you're busy. So you can absolutely build this business around your busy life. You can choose the days that you want to do deliveries. You can choose the time slots that you want to offer to your clients. So your customers are simply going to pick from those options. So they're not going to be choosing a delivery when you are at work. They're not going to choose a delivery when you're at the nail salon getting your nails done. They're going to choose from the times that you want to deliver. So instead of this feeling like chaotic and, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I've got so much on the go right now. It actually becomes very predictable. Hopefully this is, again, all making sense so far. I'm going to hop over point number 2. The delivery itself is very quick, simple, and efficient. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. How long would a delivery take? So you've arrived at the person's house, you've arrived at an office building, wherever it is that you're delivering to. How long do you think it takes from arriving until leaving? You think 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 30, 45, an hour? What do you think it's going to take? Now, I want to talk about what a delivery actually looks like, because I think this is where a lot of people are way off. They imagine it's going to take a long time. It's going to be very complicated. It's going to feel like a big job every single time. But in reality, my friends, it's very, very simple, very straightforward. Deliveries are actually just a small portion of this business. One of the ladies on our group, Tracy, she messaged me earlier today and was asking this question, how long, like what's the ratio between how much time it takes to do deliveries versus running the business, like all the other stuff. And so I was thinking, probably 20 to 30% of your time will be just on deliveries. The rest of the time, it's just simple stuff like answering emails or, some marketing here and there. You're not going to be running around all day doing deliveries, is basically what I'm saying. Some of your customers, they might only rent 15 bins. How long does it take to put 15 bins in their garage? Like 2 minutes? Add in a couple of minutes to say, hi customer, how are you? Nice to meet you. When's the move? How's the how's the decluttering going? Like small talk, right? So yeah, add in a couple minutes there and you're looking at 5 to 15 minutes per delivery. If you have to deliver inside a building, that'll take a little bit extra time, like if there's elevators or stairs to climb, stuff like that. But typically, almost all of my deliveries are right into a garage. So we're very, very simple. So yeah, very, very quick, 5 minutes and I'm usually gone. But yeah, they have the garage open, like I said, you just throw them, well, you don't throw them. Okay, don't throw them. Guys, don't do that. Stack them. They all nest inside each other. They just nest inside of each other. So you can stack like, 15 high, right? So it's very simple. It's nice and organized in their garage. So there's no setup required, not this back and forth. There's no lingering or anything like that. And oh yeah, I was gonna say this too. If you're delivering to a building, like an office building or an apartment building or a condo, something like that, you can put these bins on a dolly, which is awesome, and just roll them effortlessly. When I go like this is about as much strength as you need to push a stack of like 25 totes on there. It's so simple. So obviously relieves your back. It's really easy. Just push them down the hall. Very smooth, efficient, easy to manage. And the bonus about these beautiful dollies is, and this is what most people don't even think about, is that these dollies can be rented out as well as an add-on. So now something that makes your job easier is also going to create some income for you, which is pretty nice. Emma, I just saw you said 15 minutes. So yeah, basically that's what it's not even 15 minutes. If it's a house, it's like 2, 3, 4 minutes. If it's a building, it's more like 15. So yeah, very simple. Now, when it comes to where you're going to be delivering, you're typically going to set a delivery zone which is within about an hour from you. Now, you're welcome to go beyond that if you'd like. If you're like, oh, I'm good, Carrie, I'll drive for 2 hours, go for it. For me though, I'm like, nah, an hour is about long enough. I'll drive an hour there, an hour back. That's about as much as I want to do. For you, you might say, oh no, Carrie, half an hour is good for me. So your delivery zone will be whatever you choose, however long you want to travel. And if there are areas in your community that you really don't want to service, you simply don't offer them. So your customers are going to be booking on your website. They're going to be choosing from the areas and the time slots that you make available. So you are in total control. And I had to learn this the hard way. There was one time I did a delivery years ago, is when I first started this business. And I didn't know, okay? So they had this address. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that street. And it was about a half an hour away from me. So yeah, I'd never gone to this part of town. And as I'm driving, I'm like, oh, this is super sketchy. And yeah, let's just say not the best part of town. It was one of those deliveries where I couldn't deliver fast enough. I basically was like delivering as fast as I could so I can get back in my car and leave. And I'm like, oh, that felt icky. And so I learned, let's not advertise that you deliver to this area. And I just took that area off my website, so nobody's able to do that to me again. Because as a woman, we don't want to feel uncomfortable, right? So you get to set the delivery areas that you're willing to deliver to. Okay, guys, point number 3 is that your business will be running on simple systems, not chaos. I'm going to show you what it looks like behind the scenes now. So let's rewind back in time to 2007 just for a second. All right, I'm going to take you back. So let's think, what were we doing in 2007? We were still printing MapQuest directions. If you don't know what MapQuest is, you're too young. We were hoping we didn't get that recalculating little message that came on our GPS because it meant that you took the wrong turn. This is back when Blackberries were a thing, where everything lived in your head. You had to either write it down on paper or try to remember everything, when texting wasn't even the main way we communicated yet, when you actually had to call people. Okay, 2007, you guys remember that time, yeah? Now that you're back in 2007 with me, let me show you where I was at with my business at that time. So I got this one. So I would literally call my customer and be like, hey, does this time work for you for your delivery? And they'd say, no, it doesn't. And I'd be like, okay, what time works for you? And they say, can you do 5 o'clock on this day? No, I can't do that because I have to pick up my kid from the bus. And it was like this back and forth stuff. You guys remember how it used to be, right? And it was all over the phone and, trying to make our schedules line up. It was exhausting. It was exhausting. And honestly, just not very sustainable. I can't be the only one here that remembers a time before emails and texts were a thing, where everything was done over the telephone. Please tell me I'm not the only one here. Trying to reach people when they were actually at home, leaving voicemails and then waiting by the phone hoping that they're gonna call you back. And on top of that, people would forget the time we agreed on. They would just show up at my house at random times. I'm like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here until like tonight at 7 or something. There was all this miscommunication. It was so frustrating. So that's the way the world was back then. But let's bring you up to speed. We're in 2026, so times have changed, right? Welcome to 2026. With this business, it's totally different, completely different. Your website will be handling your bookings. It's going to be showing your customers your available dates, your available times. And so your customers will choose what works for them based on what works for you. So you have already, you're already set up. It collects their payment, it secures their damage deposit, and it confirms everything automatically. Your system, like your website, will send out reminders, text reminders, email reminders. It'll send out rescheduling links if they need to change their time. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is you're not going to be chasing people, right? You're not going to be going back and forth on the phone like Carrie used to. You're not going to be dealing with confusion. It's all very structured, very organized. And once you set it up the first time, it just runs all by itself. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm not that techie, I don't know if I could figure all that out, you can figure it out because you got Carrie in your back pocket. I'm going to show you how to set all that up. It's actually fairly straightforward so that you don't have to figure this out all on your own. And I'm going to drop a stat on you, okay? I found today when I was doing a bit of research, listen to this. Businesses that use online booking systems can reduce their admin time by up to 70%. Oh my God, all those hours wasted back in 2007 and onwards. I don't know exactly when I switched to automated stuff, but so much time wasted. It was so stressful. So all that is gone now, and I have way more control over my time as a result. I want you to also start to think about some questions that you want to ask your pal Carrie, okay? So I want to really make sure that this lands for you, because by the end of the day, deliveries and pickups in this business are not chaotic. They're very structured. They're very predictable. They are built to fit into your life, not take over it. So you could even say, you know what? I'm only going to deliver Fridays and Wednesdays. So be it. You get to control what days work for you. So yeah, first we talked about how that you are in control of your schedule. You choose when you're available. You just block off anything that doesn't work for you, and your customers will book around your life. Awesome, right? Secondly, we talked about that the actual physical side of this is quite simple too. The bins are designed to stack. They're only, I never said this before, but I should probably mention it, but they're only 8 pounds. Like they're very light. Now, you're probably not going to carry one at a time. You'll probably carry 2, 3, 4, depending on, how long those arms, but yeah, so they're very light. So you're not lifting anything crazy. You're not doing anything overwhelming. They're very simple to move, especially when you've got dollies. And most of the deliveries and pickups are very quick, right off into their garage, in and out, super quick. Third thing we talked about is that this business runs on systems. So your website will handle your bookings. It will collect the payments for you. It will send out confirmations, reminders, all that jazz, so that you're not stuck in this back and forth communication. And when you put all of that together, this becomes a business that feels very manageable. It's flexible. It's actually doable. Even if your life is already busy. I shouldn't even say if, because we all know it is. A lot of ladies, they absolutely assume that they're going to be doing deliveries every day of the week. It's just not like that. Making 500, 1,000, 1,500 extra a month. Some ladies are more serious. They want to get up to the 3,000 mark. And then we have other ladies that are like, no, I want to make this full time. I'm going to get tons of totes. I'm going to hire people. So what are you guys thinking? Part-time, full-time? What's your plan? So let's see. I want you to ask yourself these questions here. Would automated bookings, would that take the pressure off of your shoulders? Do you like the idea of customers choosing their own time slots so that you don't have to get on the phone, or you don't have to text and go back and forth and then have people mix up the times? Another question you can ask yourself is, would reminders and scheduling links, would those make you feel like it's an easier business to manage? Does having a system that can handle this for you, does it make you feel more in control? And you're like, okay, I think I can do this, right? I know I have a busy life, but if this system is going to kind of automate everything for me, sounds like something I can handle. So yeah, I want you to ask yourself those questions. And if you're sitting here thinking, okay, this sounds very doable, and I could really see myself doing something like this, then your next step is super simple. At the end of the day, this business is not about running yourself into the ground. It's about creating something that actually fits your life. Something that feels very simple, something that's very structured, very manageable. And if the deliveries were the one thing that was kind of holding you back from moving forward with this, I really hope that today helped you. It helped you feel a little bit better about it. It helped you think about things a little bit differently, because the delivery section of the business is not the obstacle. It's actually one of the easiest parts of the business. And sometimes the thing that we build up the most in our head ends up being the simplest thing once we actually get a grasp on it and understand it. So if this has been sitting in the back of your mind, if you've been wanting something more, something flexible, something that gives you control, then this might be exactly what you've been looking for. So you're going to get access to a 3-part video series where I'm going to be walking you through things like how the business works, what it costs to get started, what the income potential looks like. So if you're serious about starting your own moving box business, I'm going to show you exactly how I can help you launch this step by step. So make sure to like this video if it helped you out. Subscribe to my channel because I do post new videos every single week. And feel free to join my women's only Facebook group. I've got the link below also. I go live there every single week. I answer questions just like this. So I'd love to connect with you there. See you in a week.